You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. And Tyga, you are the topic of discussion, my G. Tyga, you are the topic of discussion, my G. So let's get right into it. Now, recently, Tyga dropped a new song and a new video for the song Caramba. You understand what I'm saying? He had a lot of fun in the video. It seemed like he had a good time making the song. But soon as he drops the song, he gets a lot of backlash from the Latino community. Oh, man, I'm not going to lie. He's getting a lot of kickback from the Latino community for a lot of the images that he has in his videos. They took a lot of offense to the imagery that he had in his videos. You know, he got the long mustache with the big ombre, and you know, he eating tacos and they spilling soft tacos all over the place. But it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratch at the surface. And here at Grown Man Business TV, you already know we definitely scratching the surface. And you know, the Latino community took a big offense. They were highly offended by the song and by the imagery, especially the imagery. And it made me sit back and scratch my head, and it made my wheels start turning. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? The angles, they just started coming left, right, up, down, all type of angles. And you can hit me from any angle, and I'm still gonna be, you know what I'm saying, on top of this game. And I mean, like I said, man, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be at all times. But the Latino community, they took offense to the song by Tyga, and Tyga eventually he apologized. You understand? He's almost at the point where he's going to take the song down, take the video down, and start from scratch. You feel what I'm saying? Now, like I said before, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. I'ma always give y'all the headlines first, and then I'm gonna come with these angles, my perspective. You know, multiple different angles. And I mean, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And here at Grown Man Business TV, we definitely scratching the surface. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times, my G. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my first angle, my G. My first angle, my G. And that's the brotherhood that I thought we had. The brotherhood I thought we had between brown and black, or black and brown, if there's even a difference of the two. I thought there was a brotherhood. Now, like I said before, you know, Tyga did this song, he did this video, and then he turns around and he apologizes to the Latin community. He apologizes. And my wheels started turning, because I'm kind of confused, and I'm thinking, like, why? Why is he apologizing for a rap song and visuals that he dropped, for his artistry? You understand? Now, how is it that Latin, you know, people can be offended by a rap song and video by Tyga, but at the same time and out the same mouth use the N-word when communicating with themselves? Use the N-word when communicating with other black or foundational black Americans. Foundational Americans. You understand? Foundational black Americans. You talk to them, you talk to African Americans. I mean, Latin people use the N-word as if they are one of us, as if we are all one, and it's brown and black, and we are and we are together. But then as soon as they feel like they're offended, or they feel a certain type of way towards us, you get to see the real them. You get to see how they really feel about black people. I mean, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratch at the surface. And here at Grown Man Business TV, we definitely scratching the surface. Why is it that when Tyga releases imagery that, you know, the Latin community is not feeling, it's such a huge backlash, and it's such a huge kickback? I mean, I've heard, you know, content creators using some vulgar language, racially intense language towards Tyga for these imagery and this music. But Caucasian people have been doing this for years with the imagery when it comes to Mexicans and Latins and all that. They've been painting y'all in a negative light for a long time, but we don't hear any kickback. We don't see any pushback, you know, the backlash. And I mean, you really got to look at this, because like I said before, Latin people, Puerto Rican, whatever you want to call them, Mexican, they indulge in our culture. They indulge in the negative and in the positive. You know, you got all these Latin people rapping now. We don't talk about that. We don't step in front of that and say, hey, that's our culture. We don't like how you're using it. And I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep. So to see Tyga have to apologize, it's mind-boggling and it's disheartening. And I'm kind of disappointed in Tyga for doing that. But it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my second angle, my G. My second angle. And that's the deep disdain for black people that not only Latin people have, but the whole world has when it comes to black people. But we're going to stick with the Latin folks and the Puerto Ricans and all that, the Mexicans. We're going to stick with you guys. Now, like I said before, if you're not looking through the smoke and mirrors, they would paint the narrative as we are brothers. Black and brown should stick together. But when you dig deep into their culture, what you'll realize is that all, and if not most, if not all Latin people or Latin cultures, I'm not going to say all Latin people, but I'm going to say all Latin cultures are racist towards black people. And some of them are worse than Caucasians, actually. Yeah, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because for, you know, Mexicans, Latins, whatever, to feel so offended by this music video, that's only opening the door for us to approach how racist you guys have been for ages, forever. So, you know, when I was younger, I made a trip I used to make trips back and forth to New York City. You know, I used to make trips back and forth to New York City, and Brooklyn, East New York is really a place where I could call my second home. East New York was a place where I roamed the streets. I handled business. I lived there for a little while. And I had a close homie who's still my homie today. Still my dog today. Right? My homie named Swizzy. Love my dog. But this story is been burnt and cemented in my brain into my mental Rolodex. So one trip I come up, I see Swizzy. Me, him, a few other homies, we go to his house. Now, Swizzy is Puerto Rican, full blown. And, you know, at this point of time, I didn't know what a wala. I didn't know what wala was. But we're all in the house, we're kicking it. One of my homies he's black, but he's light skinned, so he looks like them. I'm the darkest in the house. My homie Swizzy grandma, his wala comes in the house. She instantly gets upset. They're speaking Spanish, and somewhere within the Spanish, she says, negra. This negra out of my house. And they you know, wala, you can't say that, wala, you can't say that, wala. And to make, to make a long story shorter, you know, I never forgot that. And I played it off, and I was just like, you know, it's all good. But in my head, I was baffled. I was upset. I was mad. She called me a negra. You understand what I'm saying? So my point to saying all that is, you know, the Latin community, the Mexican community has been racist towards black people. Been racist. And we have not heard an apology for any of it. So for somebody like a Tyga to have to apologize, you know, it's disheartening. You know, it's not a good look. And let's address this. Let's just address this and get it out to the front and have dialogue about it. A lot of Latin, Mexican, whatever, are more racist towards black people than Caucasians are for some reason. They're in competition with us. Now, at the same time of hating on us, at the same time of being in competition with us, at the same time of having a strong disdain for us, they use our culture. They use the N-word. They rap. They use our music. They imitate how we dress. They imitate how we walk. They imitate everything we do, all the way down to the gangs, the structure. They want to be us, but they don't want to be us. You understand what I'm saying? So when you sit back and you look at this, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. This is the point in time where when things like this happen, someone speaks up and says, hey, we not apologizing. Just like DJ Vlad did when he had his little controversy and it was time for him to apologize. He said, nah, I'm standing on that. So Tyga, you should have stood on that, my G. But you're softer than Dollar Tree cotton, if you ask me, my G. You're soft, man. You're soft. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my third angle. My third angle, my G, and that's the apology. That is the apology, and just why it should have never happened. Prime example, DJ Vladimir. He is from the Ukraine, if you didn't know, but that's a whole nother video. DJ Vlad got some heat on him about the minister. People, his close friends told him, hey, apologize, let's push this under the rug. He said no, and he stood on his business. He said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm standing on my culture. I'm standing on what I believe in. Now, when it comes to black men, especially our superstars, our masculine, heterosexual black men who stand on business, it's the powers that be, it's the higher ups and the elites that understand that the stronger the black man is, the more we have to get him in a position to apologize, to submit. I mean, we got Will Smith right now looking like a simp. Looking like a simp when you already did the act. Stand on business. There is no apology. You felt what you did was right. Stand on business. But again, with Tyga apologizing, it's just another black man submitting to the higher ups and the elites. Yeah. When we gonna get the type of black men that are like Vlad, like DJ Vladimir, who speak their truth, speak their peace, and say, I'm not apologizing. I'm standing on that. If you don't like it, let's have dialogue about it. If you don't like it, let's chop game. But I'm not apologizing. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for anything. We need those type of guys in the forefront. You know, even with Charleston White, you know, he was on a roll when he was talking about the Asians. He was on a roll when he started talking about them people, when he started going at their neck. And when they put a stop to his little platform, they put a stop to his little money, he apologized. Even the Charleston White is going to submit to the higher ups and the elites. So don't ever be fooled by the antics. Don't ever be, watch these guys. When we need all of the black men that's going to stand on business, to stand on grown man business and on their word. No apologies. Unapologetic. We are not apologizing, dog. Nah. So Tyga, that's where you messed up at. You should have stood on business, bro. You should have brought up the fact that, hey, y'all say the N-word. Y'all talk like this. Y'all use our culture. Y'all even got rappers. Y'all never was rappers. So we not apologizing. Matter of fact, you apologize. You apologize for how y'all been treating black people for all these years. You apologize for emulating our culture, imitating our culture, but then secretly having a disdain for us. You apologize for wanting to be us. Right? Wanting to be just like us, but hating us at the same time. You apologize. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. But Tyga, stand on business, my dog. Stand on business. And all, black men out there, stand on all 10 toes, my G. Even if you say something wrong in the midst, don't apologize. Because sometimes it's better to stand in your wrong. Stand in your truth, even if people think that it's wrong or they feel away. It creates conversation. And and you break down the Mexican Latino culture, I mean, they are racist towards black, but they're racist towards each other as well. Dominicans, they don't want to be called Mexican. Mexicans don't want to be called Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans don't, etc. It goes, that's redundant. And they treat their own, oh my God, man. Put a Dominican or Cuban in the same room with a Mexican and see how the Mexicans treat that Cuban. I worked with them. I seen it with my own eyes. So it should never be an apology. Eat it. Stand. You got a problem, do something. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. Tyga, I'm giving it to you straight raw, my G. Tyga, I'm giving it to you straight raw, my G. And like I said before, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you know, the Latin community, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, whoever, y'all all use the N-word. Y'all all use the N-word and y'all claim that black and brown is one and we supposed to be like this. But behind closed doors, y'all know it's not like that. Y'all know that your grandmothers, your mothers, your aunties, your uncles, you know, all of y'all at least got 2 to 3 people within your family that got a real hate and disdain for black people. Even though y'all use our culture, even though y'all emulate everything we do, y'all try to take pieces of our culture and apply it to y'all's, and then you know close the door when it comes to y'all culture. Y'all don't want to open up to us, but y'all want to be able to come in and out our culture however you want to. You understand what I'm saying? Secondly, man, you know, it's no way, there is no way possible that you could be offended by a Tyga video and not be offended by all the imagery that the Caucasian people have put out about you guys, all the bad narratives, all the negative narratives that's been put out and created about y'all. We don't hear any backlash about that, but Tyga gets the kickback. Come on, man, make it make sense. And last but not least, you feel what I'm saying? F the apologies, black man. F the apologies. You know what? If you do something that rubs somebody the wrong way, they got to deal with it. We've been dealing with it our whole existence. We got to fight for apologies from these other cultures, from these other nationalities. When they wrong us, we got to fight for apologies. But somehow when they get upset and they start making their little rants, we just apologize? Nah. Sometimes it's better to stand in your truth, even if your truth rubs somebody else the wrong way. Let's have a dialogue. Let's chop it up. But I'm not apologizing. Me, I'm not sorry. Never been a sorry. Nah, I never been sorry. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business. You feel what I'm saying? You could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in.